Please give them a round of applause. And not to be forgotten about, but Sandoval County Assessor. Please give them a round. Thank you. I want to thank all the candidates for being here today. It's really great you took the time out. I know everybody has a busy schedule, and very happy that you're here today. So we're going to start off straight out of the gate with opening statements, and we'll go right on in order. It's going to be real nice, sweet, quick, and easy. So we'll start off with Benton Howell.
So, hi, I'm Benton Howell, and I'm running for the New Mexico House of Representatives, District 44. I am a retired scientist and physicist, and I worked at Los Alamos National Laboratory. I have been retired for about 6 years, and in that time I have been doing some volunteer activity there in the area where I live in Bernalillo Township, just off of 528. I volunteered to do tutoring for the Bernalillo Elementary schools and actually formed that tutoring group. I'm running because I believe we need a representative who will address the needs of the people in the district, and especially District 44. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, also running for District 44 is the incumbent, Jane Powdrell Colbert.
Good evening. I'm glad to see everyone here, and I wish this place was full. I'm State Representative Jane Powdrell Colbert. I've represented District 44 for now 16 years. So there's nothing that's going on in District 44 or Rio Rancho that I haven't had my fingers on in capital outlay in one form or the other. The streets that you're driving on, the lights, the traffic lights, our schools, and many of our businesses. I've been involved with working with not only the business owner, the mayors, the council, on making this a better place to live. District 44 is interesting. I have Corrales, Town of Bernalillo, and Rio Rancho, which are totally three different entities. And so as a representative, I've had to learn to work with each of these communities at where they are. And I tell you, I work at this all the time, and it's not for the money, but it is because I enjoy watching the changes that have taken place here in District 44. We're now working on 550 to impact the quality of life and to make it a whole lot easier for folks to go to and from work in this community. I'm very into the infrastructure, and we're working hard to make sure that District 44, but even more so, the state of New Mexico, have the best infrastructure that we can. So I'm here tonight to ask you for your vote. To vote for Jane Powdrell Colbert, State Representative, one more time, District 44.
Thank you, Jane. All right, next up we have Jason Harper.
Thank you. So my name is Jason Harper, and I'd like to thank, again, everyone for coming out tonight. I know we all have other things we'd like to do, like binge watch Netflix, and so I really appreciate you taking the time to be here and to educate yourselves. So I represent District 57 for the last 6 years, and that is most of Enchanted Hills, Mariposa, Northern Meadows, North Hills, a little bit of the Rainbow area. And I was born and raised in Rio Rancho. I love this town. I went to Cibola High School before Rio Rancho High School was built. And what a wonderful thing it was when we started our own district here. And anyway, I have 4 children. One is at Cleveland High School, one is in Mountain View Middle School, and 2 are in Vista Grande Elementary School. I'm a PhD research scientist. I went to New Mexico Tech for my bachelor's degree, Purdue for my master's, and then got my PhD at UNM, all in chemical engineering. And I work at Sandia National Labs. I do research developing sensors to keep our soldiers safe from biological and chemical warfare agents. And one of my sensors is actually, it's been evaluated by the CDC. It's won some pretty amazing awards. It's being piloted now across the ocean. And I just got my 4th patent awarded on that. So I'm really excited about that work. Now, I ran for office, not for the money, as Representative Padre Holbart said. New Mexico is actually the last state with an unsalaried legislature. So we don't get a salary. We get per diem when we're in session. It barely covers the hotel cost in Santa Fe. But I really ran because I believe New Mexico and Rio Rancho could be, they're amazing and they could be so much better. And by working together and kind of using this engineering principles to solve problems, I've been really successful at getting some good things done for Rio Rancho. So thank you, Jason Harper, and I'd love your vote.
Thank you, Jason. All right, Billy Ann Healin.
Hi, my name is Billy Healin. I am a 2nd grade teacher with Rio Rancho Public Schools. As a 2nd grade teacher, I tell stories. So that's what I'd like to do for you today. When I was in 4th grade, I was horribly bullied. And I had a lot of kids picking on me all the time because I was an easy target. I cried really easily. And kids would pick on me all the time. My 4th grade teacher, Mr. Mullen, was a really incredible man who actually inspired me to be a teacher. He actually helped me. He knew I loved to sing. At that time, I actually wanted to be a famous singer, as every 4th grader does. So he actually encouraged me to sing for my class, and I told him I would do it, but only if the kids put their heads down first. So the kids put their heads down, I sang, and when I finished, they raised their heads up and they clapped for me, and I cried, because that's what I do. And so I tell you the story because, and it may seem unrelated to a race for the House of Representatives, but it's not. Mr. Mullen actually inspired me to listen to people and to be heard. Everyone has a voice, but they need someone who's going to listen to them, and that's what I do. I care so deeply for people and for the families in this area. That's why I'm running. I want to be there to listen to you and to help you with the things that are important to you. So my name is Billy Healin. Again, I'm running for the New Mexico House of Representatives in District 57, and I really would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up we have Alexis Jimenez.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for coming. My name is Alexis Jimenez, and I'm running for State House of Representatives, District 60. I have been a resident of Rio Rancho. Oh, actually, I meant to say District 60, you're sitting in it right now, so welcome. I've lived about a mile from here for the last 31 years with my husband, James. So we've raised our family here, and we have grandchildren here now, so there are 3 generations of us in this city. I'm a former teacher. Once I was able to quit teaching, I got to spend more time doing some volunteer work, so I have volunteered. I was on the board of Storehouse West. I drove for Meals on Wheels. I served on the Parks and Recreation Commission, and my favorite volunteer gig is working at my grandchildren's school. I see a lot going on in that school, and we should all be very proud of our teachers and everybody else in the schools. So my 2 big issues, and the reason I'm running is because even though we have a good education here in Rio Rancho, we can certainly do better, and we can do better across the state, to be sure. The other thing, I've been talking to a lot of citizens, a lot of voters, and their number 1 concern is our infrastructure, and we've got to do something about that. Alexis Jimenez, House District 60. Thank you.
Thank you. Tim Lewis.
Thank you for being here tonight. My name is Tim Lewis. I represent House District 60. I've been doing that for 8 years. And since day one, my 3 main areas of focus have been public safety, jobs in the economy, and education. And so I am a teacher. My wife's a teacher. I'm in a family of teachers. I have 4 boys here in Rio Rancho. Nathan goes to Rio Rancho High School. Ryan goes to Lincoln Middle School. And my twins, Jacob and Matthew, both go to CL Azul, where my wife teaches. I teach at Cibola High School, and as I walk the streets and campaign right now, one of the other issues that I hear is our roads that need to be repaired. I'm happy to say that I've given over $100,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars actually, to roads and broken water lines and just local roads here in our city. I will continue to do that, fight for Rio Rancho in those areas, and listen to my constituents as we do. Several times a year, we have public meetings. And so I look for your vote. Tim Lewis, District 60, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. And those are the House of Representatives seats that are our candidates. Next up, we will go to Meek for Sandoval County Commission.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out and hearing all of us in this forum. Thank you for NIAP and the Chamber for allowing us this venue to get to speak to you. I'm Michael Meek, and I'm running for Sandoval County Commission for District 3, which is essentially the center core of the city. About 1990, in the summer, my wife and I moved here from Pennsylvania and started out at the bottom of the hill at those apartments. And back then, you could get 1/4 of your rent back towards a deposit on a house in AMREP if you rented there. So that's what we did. I was in real estate at the time and realized that this was an up-and-coming development. And so we lived there for 6 months while the house was being built, and then we moved into Rio Rancho, River's Edge 2, and I've lived here in Rio Rancho since that time. For the last 25 years, I've been employed with the city of Rio Rancho in the fire department. For the last 7 years, I've served as your fire chief until I retired about 20 days ago. Not that I'm really counting about that. So now I'm running for public office because I believe I have some valuable skills that can be used at the commission level in the county. I've worked for the last 12 years working with elected officials, the city manager, and department heads in prioritizing goals, setting timelines, analyzing budgets, and working within the city government, which I feel I've come to learn in the last years. I'd like to represent you by being fiscally responsible and continuing our path forward and getting economic development rolling in the county. Michael Meek for District 3. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael Meek. And next up is Kathleen Colley.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kathy Colley. I formerly served as a Rio Rancho City Councilor from 2008 to 2012, and I was fortunate enough during that time to also spend a few years as a deputy mayor in Rio Rancho. So the issues that I have addressed with the city are not new things. They've kind of been going on for a while, but as your District 3 County Commissioner, I hope to work collaboratively with a lot of different organizations. Being a city councilor allowed me to work with a lot of outside agencies, the Mid-Region Council of Governments. I was on their board, Rio Metro board. I've been able to work collaboratively with a lot of different organizations to bring the changes that are needed, and I believe that I can bring those same changes to the Sandoval County Commission. When I left as an elected official, I went to work for 3 years with the District Attorney's Office, so all of the comments that have been made tonight regarding public safety, I have an affinity for all of those because I learned the inside part when I worked for the District Attorney. I'd also like to state that I am the only, a little bit different up here, I'm the only independent running for office and one of only 12 in the state of New Mexico. So I want to assure you that when I am elected, what the decisions that I make are not going to be defined by a party. They're going to be defined by what's best for my constituents. I would appreciate your vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you.